You do not have to buy it. You absolutely do not. Yes, who's I DC'd. Acquire an heir, then complete your ambition to win. Your first reign will likely end in a disaster. Heavy is the head that wears the crown. Keep an eye on the region's schemes. If they pass all their stages, they'll win the game. Be careful of the region's defiance stat. If it gets too high, the regions may rebel against you. To win past all 3 stages of your scheme, each stage requires you to get a stat on certain levels, which are affected in votes. How you vote is up to you for your region scheme to stop other schemes or for the good of the kingdom. If your defiance stat is high enough, you can rebel. That's for you guys. This pauses your scheme and is risky. If you have the military power, you can win. It's pretty simple. You can type /vote or !vote, and you'll be able to do it. You don't need an external link. Oh, perfect. Cool, that works. Yes. You need to slow down, man. You've expanded a fair bit, so just slow down for a bit. You and Nature are both really moving quick here. Alrighty, so let's start it off then. I think coordination to start off with. You don't need a code card. You can vote here. You'll see the events as we go. You just wait, and then you'll be able to vote on things as we go. Your Majesty has scheduled your coordination to take place in a week's time. Yeah, it's important. Of course, Your Majesty, but to delay any longer would make the nobles restless. And when nobles get restless, they take their daggers and look for the nearest back. What do we need to do? As is the tradition, the council will decide what happens at your coronation. Do I want to play an arrogant king? He looks like an arrogant bastard. It's my coronation! This is an absolute monarchy, Your Majesty. Everything has to be run past a council vote, even this. That's correct. Shall we call the nobles in? Alrighty. Certain choices will change stats. Some choices that do so will indicate this change here. These are the upcoming choices. Your nobles can vote on. Each of these may change stats in some way. The monarch can change how a vote is run with a law. You may use 1 law per vote. Try using your veto on an option you dislike. When the vote opens, nobles vote using the !vote followed by the choice letter. So vote A or vote B, for example. So for you guys, if you want to vote on it, you have your characters in the game, which are linked to your Twitch name, and you'll be able to vote on it that way as well. Thank you to Prime Fuzzy. Appreciate that, man. Alrighty. So here you do !A or !B for this one. What kind of coronation, or sorry, A, B, C, or D, my bad. There's 4 options here. What kind of coronation should be held for the new king? Host a lavish parade with jugglers and fountains of wine. Proceed with a religious ceremony that honors the 9th god. Throw the king in the river. Troops shall bury the king through the siege, chop a shield. And these give different things as well, right? So stability, authority, military, faith, and treasury. These will affect me and what I have, my authority, treasury, and stability. So you can be more of like a loyalist, more of a, you know, a very, you know, what would it be? Rebellious or self-interested, up to you. You'll also get votes pertaining to your own regions, which I'll read out, and you'll get to vote on those as well. So you'll have like your own internal politics for your different regions. For me, it shows hub above. Yes. Yep, must be. It's very strange. Start vote. Oh, I didn't start the vote. All right, now you can do it. I apologize. I'm still getting used to this. Now you guys can vote. It'll pop up what you are and what your faction is as well, by the way. So. They're the king of the river. I see the north is already revolting. That's about right. I mean, they are northerners, so that checks out. Fucking northerners, I swear. They're always a problem. Alrighty. Host a lavish parade with jugglers and fountains of wine will be succeeding, which will be draining the treasury, but at least it will be good for the realm. Beautiful. What can I do for you, Mannix? He is Zenobios Radiustos. He's down in Vladop's channel. Tiberius IV. Yep. You're very welcome. All right, we're gonna do a lavish parade with jugglers and fountains of wine. What could possibly go wrong for the treasury of the realm? The coronation is a great success. Jugglers, wine, fireworks, and feasts. It has an impact on your treasury, of course, But what doesn't? Lost 1,000 gold and the stability of the realm has gone up. Beautiful. Good start to a new reign. What's up, Digimon? 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 Is it supposed to be Digimon? I'm automatically thinking Digimon. Could be wrong there. Path to victory. The monarch must acquire an heir and complete their ambition to win the game. A spouse is useful, but not necessary. Complete your ambition before scheme or rebellion usurps you. So I need to get an heir. That's one of my things I need to do. You're new and unproven. The nobles of the council will scheme against you, hoping to kick you off the throne and put their own puppet claimant in your place. Those fools could have schemed their way out of a paper bag. None of y'all heard that. You're not in this room. Better kings than you have been toppled by their treacherous nobles, your majesty. To defeat their schemes, you must secure an heir and prove that you are worthy of the crown by completing an ambition. My question is this. When you die, how do you hope the kingdom will remember you? All right, we're going to be an arrogant bastard, or I'm going to be an arrogant bastard, so... As a fucking conqueror, what else? War is the true path to legacy. We all know it. A warrior king is sure to be remembered fondly. If he wins more battles than he loses. I suggest over the next few years, you focus on improving the kingdom's overall military as much as possible. Once you have an heir, I will return to discuss how your ambition is progressing. I hope y'all are ready to pay some taxes for our wars in the south. Because God wills it, and more importantly, the king wills it. And that's what matters at the end of the day. Now that you're king, your first duty is to meet with the Council of Nobles. The nobles hail from across the kingdom, the wintry north, the wealthy coast, and of course the bleak marsh. Fuck the goddamn north. It was the patricians of the coast who really supported my coronation, so I'm gonna meet with them. They seem to be loyal. A pleasure, your esteemed highness. I hope to see your kingdom prosper and grow wealthy under your reign. Beautiful. We'll go talk with the barons of the march as well. They also voted for not throwing me in a river. Fucking chiefs. Hail and woe, your highness. Under your leadership, we'll whip this kingdom into shape. Do I have to speak with the north? Fucking hell, I guess. Fucking savages. Good luck in this day ahead of you, your majesty. You'll need it dealing with a slot. That's about right. I don't know what you're talking about. I whispered that. You didn't hear it. And I don't know. There's no clairmancy in the north. Alrighty, beautiful. You sigh and sit back. Is this what the council's like? No wonder your father told you to avoid the throne at all costs. Smart man. But we have a legacy to build and lands to conquer. Alright, I think we're all out of events, aren't we? Yes, we are. Alrighty, end season. Each region will now vote on one of 3 randomly selected schemes. Schemes are made up of 3 stages, which will require stat requirement. Passing all 3 schemes place the region's claimant on the throne and winning the game. So you guys can win the game, just a heads up. Bjorn of the Jiraiya Sin clan, powerful northern orator, stands precariously on a longhouse crossbeam, screaming like a fallen god. Fucking northerners, I swear. Chiefs of the north, we all know I should be the one on the throne, not this imposter King Hammu. How do we make that happen? Already they're rebelling. No loyalty, I swear. What scheme should the chiefs pursue to overthrow the new king and place their preferred claimant Bjorn on the throne? So for anyone who's in the northern clan, you can vote right now. Sorcery, uprising, or hornblower. What do you guys want to do? Uprising. Fucking original. Northerners, I swear. Uprising it is. So you guys need to make money. That's what you need to do. The chiefs plan to incite a peasant uprising to overthrow the king before swooping in to steal the throne for themselves. To advance their scheme, the chiefs must raise the treasury to 2,000 or more in two seasons. So you guys currently have the kingdom. So you need to actually raise the kingdom's treasury. If the kingdom's treasury goes up to 4,000, you're going to steal that money and fund an uprising. Then a quill of the Tall family. Well-known Navy admiral scribbles with a well-used quill on a hardwood desk, muttering in frustration. Fellow patricians of the coast, my claim to the throne is far more legitimate than that of King Hammu. Something must be done. What do you guys want to vote on? Doppelganger, conspiracy, or corruption? What are you going to go for? This is for the patricians. You can vote on this. I think that just leaves Tall. Tall, you need to vote. Corruption. Oh boy. Oh, there's more than 3. We're missing 1, it looks like. Who are we mixing? Oh, tied. Scheming. Corruption. So you need to lower the authority of the realm to pass what your scheme is. The patricians plan to turn the throne into a commodity that can be bought and sold at will. First, they must ensure that the rule of law is crumbling. To advance their schemes, you must lower the authority of the realm to 4 within 3 seasons. Alrighty. And the barons. Kim of the Fuzi bloodline, powerful marcher trapper, stands before a blazing hearth, shouting and swearing. When have the barons of the north backed down from a fight? Never. I know you'll do whatever it takes to put me, your rightful monarch, on the throne. Subterfuge, modernization, or gunpowder. How will you scheme for the throne? Oh boy. So much plotting and intrigue. All I want is to make our kingdom great again and conquer lands that we deserve. This is unfounded, unnecessary, traitorous even. All right, we've got 2. Who are we missing? Modernization. Oh boy. Not the worst thing in the world. You have to lower others' military. So you have to lower the military stats of the chiefs and the patricians. The barons plan to modernize the king's army in such a way that it's totally under their control. First, they must prove that the military is in need of reform. You need to lower the other militaries by a combined 10 or less in 4 seasons. What's up, Curse? Do exclamation point join and you should be able to join the game. I think you can do it in the middle. Here you can review the region's schemes and their claimants. Beautiful. So you're modernizing, uprising, and corruption. Beautiful. This is a very aesthetic game, I have to say. I'm not sure if it lets you join in the middle, but it might. Here you can adopt a new law that alters how voting is run. You'll be able to adopt more once a year at the end of winter. You can do a royal decree that can tweak the laws governing how the council votes. You can't pass more than 3 of these laws at once, and only 1 can be used per vote. Monarch's golden choice. If nobles vote for the monarch's choice, they gain 500 personal wealth. So if you vote for what I want, you get money. It's not bribery. It's just a reimbursement of your tax dollars. That's all this is. I'm just helping you out and returning your tax money to reinvest it into your own regions. I think we can all get behind that. Now that you're king, you need personal protection. Why? I could plunge a sword into your heart right now, could I not? I'd like to see you fucking try. You know, I trained much with the sword when I'm younger. I'm no, spring chicken, as they say. Is it your imagination or does your marshal stifle a right chuckle? Fucking bastard. In any case, she quickly hides it. You need an honor guard to keep you safe from such dangers, your majesty. Unfortunately, this is a political decision. Of course it fucking is. What does the palace watch? Hoorah. Don't make me laugh, your majesty. Those 10 soldiers can't keep out the riffraff. But do you expect them to stand up to a warlock or a child of the viper, or me for that matter? You know, I gotta say our marshal's a little suspect here. She's a little aggressive. Not that I'm not into that, but you know, it's a little dangerous. All right, what are our options? Each region offers a selection of elite guards, the chiefs with their most famous warrior heroes. The patricians will champion gladiators from the arena. The barons will offer a squad of battle-hardened veteran soldiers. Think carefully, your majesty. These guards' loyalties will be divided between you and their region. Of course, you could hire foreign mercenaries. They'd be loyal to coin above all. We're not a rich kingdom, are we? And we're going to be invading our neighbors. Mercenaries might not take kindly to that. Definitely not the Northerners. They're rebellious fucking... Ugh. No, certainly not that. Gladiators. Foreign mercenaries. Veterans of the march. Can gladiators truly be loyal? All they fight for is glory. Battle-hardened, trained veterans. That's what we need. Battle-trained veterans. These soldiers have fought more battles than they've had hot dinners. They may be uncouth, no doubt, and won't adapt well to life in the palace, but they're loyal and tough as nails. We need fucking veterans. Fucking veterans. Yes. Veterans, absolutely. Veterans of the march. Damn right. Damn fucking right. All right, so I pissed off the patricians, and I pissed off the North. But honestly, what doesn't? 1 second. I didn't take my allergy medicine today. That's what's going on. Beautiful. So the North got pissed off. No new news there. The veterans arrive a few weeks later. They march into the throne room in perfect formation before lining up behind your throne, hands on their sword hits. Each soldier sports a bigger scar than the last. Beautiful. Beautiful. That's about right. Your Majesty, this year we will be holding the winter feast in my clan hall. It would be an honor if you could attend. I don't think I will. I don't like the rumors I've heard coming out of the North that I'm not about to be killed right after taking the throne, so I will decline. No, I will not go to the North. Is there someone in my VC? What can I do for you? He went with primogeniture, which is what it was at the start of the game. I did it in the save edit. Yep. No, it was done on purpose. It's a save edit. It's all good. We've spoken. All right. Yeah, I know. It's fine. You can't hear others in Discord? Good. For now, at least. I'll have to turn on desktop audio when I do RP then. I'll have to remember to do that. Your Majesty, will you tell these superstitious barons to get over themselves and let us harvest their trees? We needed wood for our craftspeople. I've told you 1,000 times, Chief, that forest is thoroughly haunted. You'll damn us all if you go logging there. You sold us a logging contract and said the contract has no exclusion for hunting. We can't have a haunted wood causing the kingdom problems. No. No. Oops, did I click the wrong button? Okay. Should the chiefs be allowed to harvest lumber from the haunted forest in the marsh? So make sure no one goes near it. All right, you can all vote on this. I think that we need to fence off the area. We can't have a haunting causing problems in the kingdom, I don't think. That would be very dangerous. I think we should fence off the area. But the council may decide. They're gonna go logging. Ooh, this is close. Really? Ah, interesting. As you will. The chief has a contract and may go logging. Very well. With the council's express permission, hundreds of northern lumberjacks rush into the haunted forest and gleefully cut it down. Alrighty. Well, we'll see what happens. Alright, I think we're all good on events, aren't we? Yes. Let's end the season. Nobles can use the wealth they have to bid on any building in any region, each of which affects a stat. So you build on buildings, and if they have your color and are built in your region, you get the benefits from it. So it's like a bidding war, basically. This is done through an auction where only 2 most funded buildings are chosen. When the auction is open, nobles can fund with a following decision, !fund, A, and then X is the number. So A, you do a number, which the building is, and then do the amount you want to have. And you can see your own wealth on the right side of the screen. So if you want to vote on things and bid on them, you can. So it's a bidding war. If you don't get the amount, you do lose out on it. So the auction is open. 60 seconds. Currently, the stadium for the patricians is right behind the Thieves Guild for the barons. Thieves Guild giving trade and the stadium giving military. Oh my, the barons are winning by a lot. They currently are over 1,200 ducats ahead of anyone else. Wow, it is literally both barons winning now. It'll either be a Thieves Guild or a cathedral for the villains. Now, the theater is coming up with a lot of funding now for the patricians. Still 500 behind. 10 seconds left. The Thieves Guild is going to win unless 550 ducats are found for the theater for the patricians. Oh my, wow. The barons are going to win this handily. My gosh. Alrighty. Buildings funded. It's 2, by the way, not just 1. A Thieves Guild for the barons and a cathedral for the barons. My God. They really forked out the dollars there, or the ducats, I should say, and they now have a Thieves Guild and a cathedral. My God, what the fuck went wrong for the patricians in the north? Well, the northerners, as we all know, have no money. Barren fucking wasteland should just fall into the ocean, honestly. But you didn't hear that. I'm just thinking alone in my chambers. It's fine. It's fine. All I'm saying is no one likes the north. It's fine. It's always fun to think alone. Alrighty. A plot uncovered. I've held him off as long as I can, Your Majesty, but Baron Mage insists on an audience. Apparently it concerns the end of the world, and privately I think he's gone off the deep end. I've not much time, Your Highness. Let me present to you my grand theory that I call the general model. What the fuck is it? First off, chopping down the ancient Marsher Grove. A manufactured spectacle meant to distract and confuse, but I saw through it immediately. While everyone focuses on that, frog people from the coast scheme to take the throne and usurp the king. The frog people, led by patrician Tanquil, manipulate the kingdom's trade, farming. Oh God. Is this? Mage, you appear to be turning into Alex Jones, I'm afraid. Led by patrician Tanquil, manipulate the kingdom's trade, farming, and military, and even faith to achieve their nefarious goals. If they succeed, Tanquil will take the throne, plunging the kingdom as reign into amphibian terror. Mandatory pond spawning and flighting. Do you like eating bugs, my liege? This is medieval Alex Jones right here, is what this is. I think we arrest this person, but I will put the decision over to my magnanimous council, whose authority I would never disrupt. What are we gonna do with the Baron's claims here? Baron Alex Tones. I think we need to arrest this crazy person, personally. I mean, they're blaming it on the patricians too, mind you. That's an awfully dangerous thing. Oh my, investigation, really? Alrighty. As you like. God damn it. Alrighty. Investigate it I will. Very well. This is just distracting us from the important things, the fucking wars. Tie break. Break the tie by selecting one of these options. We're gonna arrest him. We're gonna arrest that Baron. He's a madman. Alex Tones needs to go to prison for his madness. Of course you persecute me. This fits right into my model. The rock goes all the way to the top. Surprisingly, the rest of the barons barely reacted, the rest instead looking quite relieved. Gotcha. Gotcha. Novux Mage II has joined the council. I guess you're playing one of your children now. Beautiful. Beautiful. All right, we gotta find a spouse. Ah, there's problems in the south. Lord Perdition, Digimon, rushes into the council chamber, breathes breathless and in disarray. By the old gods, you look like you haven't slept in weeks. That's because I've been placed under a curse. Look, my hair's falling out in chunks. Probably ill. It was one of my citizens. I saw it in her eyes. She's an evil witch. I say we sit in learned men to figure out what the hell's going on, but I'll put it up to the council for vote. Can't take away your hereditary right of ennobled privileges. Remember, you'll get money if you agree with me. Very well. Seems only the patricians seek to have a tax refund. Still voting for prison. Mage, you're playing one of your children or one of your relatives, I guess. Very well. As a so-called witch tested. You arrange for a priestess and a ninth god to question the accursed. The church does not look kindly upon witches, particularly if they are cursing a noble for no reason. After several days of questioning and burning incense, the priestess makes her announcement. The accused is innocent. Very well. Things settle down and Digimon eventually admits that some new pomade may be to blame for his hair troubles. All right. And now I need to find a spouse. God damn it. In the twisty passages of the castle, you can avoid your advisors, the nobles, even the spy master, but there's one person you can't avoid. Your mother. Oh boy. All right, that is about right. Why haven't you found a spouse yet? It's almost a year. Why aren't we married? We got plenty of time. Of course, don't worry. I'll take the liberty of finding eligible candidates. What's your preference? Men, women, or do you have none in mind? Do we want to be a bicon? Do we want to be gay? Or do we want to be heterosexual? Let's take a look at our lad. We'll go bisexual. That goatee cannot be worn by a straight man. Excellent. I'll send out messengers to the most influential noble families in the kingdom. Let's see what they have to offer. What do we got here? Looks gay, to be honest. I don't know. Somewhere in the middle. We'll go with that. Alrighty. The fucking Northerners. Who else? Across the kingdom, discontent with the king is rising. Everyone knew that he was better off. But until now, it hadn't occurred to most people just how better off. Now the peasants are asking all sorts of troublesome questions about their benevolent overlord, and as everyone knows, once a question has been asked, it can't be unasked. Northerners. Meanwhile, inside a smoky northern-clad hall, buried snow, Chief Cheeseman laughs and dances on the table with a beer in their hand. The common folk are getting rowdy, and it's all thanks to us. Now that they know how much wealth the king's hiding, they're itching to be rid of him. Careful we don't get him too riled up, mind you. Or they'll start asking questions about our wealth as well. Aye, now it's time to incite some real chaos. Show them that King Hammu is not only greedy, he's utterly incompetent too. Fucking lies. All right, you need to, Chiefs must lower stability to 4 or less in 4 sessions. So you need to drop stability by 2. Oh boy. Here you can set different levels of taxation or bribe from each region of your kingdom, potentially pushing some while rewarding others. Regional taxations. I hear that the Chiefs have had a particularly good season. I think that we need to add on a little taxes there. I think the barons and the patricians are doing quite well though. They're particularly they're paying their taxes quite well. But I think the Chiefs, man, they've had a good year. We'll need to give them a little bit of extra taxes, I think. Just to make sure that it is given back properly to all regions. You have to disperse the wealth of the kingdom after all. It's only natural. I think that's a fair rate, don't you? A fair rate indeed. Your Majesty, you absolutely must come down to the coast next year and experience the summer games for yourself. It's the only social event that matters. If you aren't in attendance, well, it would simply be a crime. Well, the patricians do know how to throw a party, I have to say. I'd love to come to the summer games, absolutely. Everyone gets drunk and goes to the arena to watch the gladiators. Oh my. Battle it out for the title of Golden Champion, Rivers of Blood and Lakes of Wine. Leave your inhibitions to the capital, Your Majesty. You had me at Lakes of Wine. Rivers of Blood do sound quite good too. Wonderful. How could you say no to that? Beautiful, beautiful. Wine for all indeed. Haunted furniture. It's that goddamn grove, I swear. Someone stop that armoire! Just as you're on your way to the council hall, an antique cabinet runs past you at blinding speed. Large patrician OES in close pursuit. Oh, greetings, Your August Majesty. I'm having some trouble with my furniture. I bought it from Chief Jiraiya just last week. It's that fucking haunted grove. I knew it. I warned the council, but did they listen? No. Of course, today I hear this has been happening in all of the scoundrels' merchandise. The Northerners, you can't trust them. I warned that good-for-nothing Fleischer. The forest they chopped down was an ancient heart grove. The trees were alive, they still are. Please, your serene highness, the council must step in. You didn't listen last time. You didn't listen to my words, but listen now. That woman knew what she was doing when she cut down that grove, but did she listen? No. I raised their taxes to give you back the money taken, causing problems for the realm. I could decide this for myself, but I will put it in the hands of my ever-capable council. What should we do? Personally, I think we need to arrest this woman for her crimes. But I will put it up to a vote. You can decide. It is the council's will, after all, that must decide this. But she's gonna cause all manner of things if we do not deal with this problem now. I warn you. Indeed. It's important. Can't trust a northerner. I've always said that, after all. Ah, rationality. Good choices from the council. I knew it. Wisdom. Chiefess Jiraiya is going to be arrested for her crimes against the realm and for the unholy sin of greed. No one takes those silly martial assistants seriously. It's their fault, not mine. Hogwash. Up and down the kingdom, nobles are forced to take hatchets to their shiny new furniture. Some even report hearing voices echoing from the splinters. Chiefess Jiraiya has been imprisoned. The chief's wealth has decreased, the patricians' wealth has decreased, and everyone's wealth has decreased. But we had to get rid of those cursed things. Who knew what they could have done without? It will destabilize the realm, but we must do it. The trade in the north is struggling. Well, they're not the most creative when it comes to making money. They just simply steal it from their neighbors, after all. They'll go back to farming their godforsaken lands. Thank goodness for that. Alrighty, on to more important matters. I found 3 potential matches for you. 1 eligible young candidate from each of the kingdom's 3 regions. Choose wisely to be securing a powerful alliance. Absolutely. This will be a political marriage. Your mother leads you to the Great Hall, where she arranges 3 portraits on the easels, where now each is covered by cloth. Alright, let's see who we got here. We got medieval tender. She whisks away a cloth on the first portrait. This is Sorsha, firstborn daughter of the northern Bok-Spin clan. She's your typical northern lass, big, brawny, and honest. And I do like a strong woman. In the same way an axe to the face is honest. Poetic. Despite that, she's clearly got some brains. She's an avid reader with a vast library. A northerner reading. I'll be damned. That's unlikely, but I guess possible. I mean, you could teach a dog to sit, after all. It's a similar concept, I guess, you know. But a northerner? No, I don't think so. She'll fucking murder me in my sleep. From the coast, we have Alpheus, a wealthy heir to Lord Patrician Dishima's estate. I mean, just look at him. He's gorgeous, and apparently he's got a silver tongue, too. He's also obsessed with the arena. All his friends are gladiators. Sometimes he even fights in the arena himself. It could be useful. Not too bad. We'll keep him in mind. And finally, the Marsh's offering, Avimi, sign on the prestigious mage bloodline, a typical baron, really. Loud and brash and self-absorbed, but mostly well-meaning. Arrogant like us, so you gotta respect that. Arrogance is the sign of nobility, after all, as they say. Like all barons, has a great passion for hunting. No beast is safe from their crossbow, also got into a fight with their local bishop a couple years back, making him a bloody nose. Strong as well. Well, that's a tough decision. We'll put those on the options. You're in Grava regions, but you game yourself a lifelong alliance. Yeah, the barons, they have the military. That's what we need, besides the fucking chiefs. But, I mean, does a bunch of naked men with axes really count as a military? I don't know. Tough to say. I think we'll go with Avimi of the Marshes. Actually, no. Is that the Marshes I want? Yes, the Marshes. We'll go with Avimi. Avimi's sign of the prestigious mage bloodline. A typical baron, really. Loud and brash. Beautiful. That'll work. Avimi of the Marsh. Marsh has no defiance now. The Northerners are pissed off, obviously. And then the coast is a little bit mad that they didn't get their pick. Jaime Lannister. Yeah, pretty much. That's about right. Hopefully, she's not fucking her sister. Or brother. Or anything else, really. Bad business. Alrighty. In a dingy seaside tavern, two patricians of the coast meet to plot their latest scheme. Blood, ashes, damnation, sea and storm take us all. Whatever is the matter? I offered cash to a palace official and he acted like I was trying to give him a head of lice. It doesn't surprise me. The king's authority is quite respected. You're lucky he didn't turn you over to the watch. So there's no room for some good old-fashioned bribery. What is this world coming to? All right, you need to lower authority to 4 or less for the patricians. Just a heads up on that. By royal decree, we can tweak the laws. Yeah, let's go for swing voting. After voting, you can change your votes if I activate this. So if you want to change your votes last minute, you can. I think that's good. After all, the nobles have their right to choice, and I think this gives them more power of choice. It's only natural. Your August Majesty, the loyal and noble patrician Philo has been taken hostage. What on earth is going on in the south? God damn it. It's some criminal organization. These horrid miscreants demand gold and safe passage to Ashmede in exchange for Pylo's return. Folks, we have a crisis here. There's been an abduction, not just of any common man, but of a noble. One of good breeding and sound bearing. We cannot stand for this. We cannot stand for it at all. Folks, I think that we need to send men in to deal with them. A show of strength against these miscreants is the only way forward. The only way indeed. And we all know who this was. I'm not pointing fingers. A show of strength, folks. That's what we need here. We cannot show them that the nobles are weak, that the nobles do not act. We cannot give them such cause. No. Wonderful. We're gonna send troops after the kidnappers. Dangerous, but worthwhile. Fuck. The assault is a catastrophe. The allies were more entrenched than anyone realized, causing a hard-fought battle. The coast's military is now pathetic and we failed. But the coast forces are victorious, they're decimated. What's worse, Pylo was lost in the chaos. Oh, damn it. When they eventually are found, they're face down in a pool of blood. The patricians are quick to put the blame squarely on your shoulders. Defiance has gone up to 4, and Pilo's son or brother is now in control. Damn it. That was a catastrophe. The fuck's going on in the south? A rogue golem has crossed into our territory over the Ashmedian border, Your Highness. This could be an exciting opportunity. What is so exciting? Please, my liege, this is our chance to figure out how the golem magic works. We can even turn it against Ashmede. Your Majesty, the barons would drown our own grandmothers to gain advantage over Ashmede, or the chiefs and patricians. Golems are reference to the 9th god and they're dangerous. We should destroy it before it gets out of hand. I think that we need to figure out its secrets. I will give wealth and gold to any noble who backs this. It's for the realm, it's for the future, and it's for the coming wars against our enemies in the south. We need to take it apart and figure it out. We found the golem from the enemies to the south, the Ashmedians. We need to figure out its secrets and use it against them in the future. That's what we need. Ladies and gentlemen, this is our chance to secure a tactical advantage over our enemies, a cursed empire in the south. Typical northerners, can't deal with the future, embracing the past as always. Wonderful. We're to take it apart. The secrets of the golems have been a mystery for too long. I'll put our very best artisans to work figuring it out. A few weeks later, Baron Alfaris reports back with a gleeful smile. It's slow going, my liege, but we're getting somewhere. In a few months, I think we'll have cracked it. Wonderful. A tactical advantage over them. will be of great use. And the royal wedding. Your wedding to Avimi is naturally the talk of the kingdom. Nobles and peasants alike travel from across the realm to attend. For a week and a day, the capital is one giant party. It feels like you're the only one not taking part. Instead, you're getting ready for the ceremony. Soon enough, you'll be standing in St. Bertrand's Cathedral with Avimi at your side. Do you take this person as your lawfully wedded spouse? I do. Did I pronounce you king and spouse? Yes. At the wedding, of course, there's a feast, and after a feast, a dance. Your new spouse Avimi dances so vigorously, they spill wine all over themselves. That's fucking embarrassing. By the time you find yourself alone with Avimi, it's past midnight, and you've never felt more tired. Good God, I am so drunk and yet somehow not drunk enough. Time for more wine. Did we marry a fucking drunk? God damn it. Sure, more wine, why not? That's the spirit. Jesus fucking Christ. What are you into? Feasts of the romance of the past, the hunt. Roaming the great outdoors searching for my prey. Hunting. Yeah, nice, I guess. What do you think of the wedding? Damn beautiful from start to finish, wasn't it? I had a whale of a time. Did I marry a northerner disguised as a marcher? I fucking swear. Alright, let's go to bed. No time like the present. They swig the last of the dregs of their wine and lead you to bed. Beautiful. We need a fucking air. I don't take much to drinking. I also don't take much to hunting. But what I do need is a fucking air. So we'll make do. We'll make do. Amidst dark and foreboding forest, a small squat castle stands watch over the Marcher border. There at the edge of the kingdom, a plot is hatching. Ah, the kingdom's militaries are in shambles. Those pathetic weaklings couldn't fight their way through a field of rabbits. I've drafted the reform proposals as planned. The council will be happy to follow our lead. Good, but we must ensure we don't get skittish. The kingdom must be stable for our proposal to work. Grand, a calm before the storm. For the next stage of the Baron scheme, they must raise the stability to 5 or more in 2 sessions. Which it's already at, so you're actually already succeeding. Alright, the Barons are actually very far along onto modernization. They're very far, actually. The uprising is very far, and corruption is failing. Oh boy. The Summer Games. Wonderful. The Summer Games have begun. Your royal yacht glides into port at Thalassus. Ancient servants slay by the red carpet while shooting away seagulls. Oh there, your serene highness. Beautiful day, isn't it? Come with me. Your carriage to the grand arena is awaiting. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. There must be thousands of people in the arena, peasants and patricians alike. But you have the best view of the house. As you step out and wave, the crowd chants your name. We have 2 different events that we can show you today. Your esteemed highness, which would you prefer to witness, a gladiator fight or a monster battle? I want to see those gladiators. 2 of the most fearsome fighters from across the Celeste will clash in the title of Golden Champion. No rules, no limits. Cheating encouraged, blood and heartbreak guaranteed. Let's watch the gladiators. One tradition, Ramrod steps up to the podium speaking into a bronze tube that projects his voice across the entire arena. Our first competitor is a homegrown hero who grew up in a coastal slum just down the road from here. This plucked underdog was imprisoned for stealing bread to feed her starving family, and now she surprised everyone by making it this far. She's here to battle for her freedom. Give it up for Big Agnes. That's a fucking name. Out from the circle of sand stumps a massive muscular woman. She's deigned to go without armor, her oiled skin gleaming in the sunlight. Her only weapon is a primitive-looking wooden club from her nails, with nails in it. Her mouth is scarred at the corners, giving her a hideous grin. You note that cheering for this homegrown hero is especially loud. Your ears start to hurt. Ladies and gentlemen, Big Agnes can smell the Golden Champion title at this point, but first, she'll have to fight with our competitor. He used to be a common mercenary until he realized that a more lucrative way of paying for killing, provided to winning the grand prize, of course. All the way from the Tatterlands, it's the one and only Smasher Rage Fest. A broad-bellied man steps out of into view, squat and wide with legs like tree trunks. He's confident enough to forego armor as well. He has a 3-pronged trident in one hand and weighted net in the other. Bowing his head, he kisses a golden locket that's hanging around his neck. As the 2 gladiators drum up the cloud support, Lord Patrician Ramrod turns to you with a gleam in his eye. Half the fun of the games is the gambling. Why don't you place a bet before the fight begins? What are the odds? Favor Big Agnes by 20%. All right, we'll place a bet of 100 gold on Big Agnes. In that case, just to make things interesting, I'll bet on Smasher Rage Fest. The crowd roars and stamps until the whole Coliseum shakes. Big Agnes and Smasher Rage Fest circle each other warily, each waiting for the other to make the first move. We're gonna watch in silence. Despite the large patrician's mockery, Big Agnes and Smasher Rage Fest launch themselves at each other, weapons swinging. The fight has begun. It becomes apparent that Smasher has made a rookie mistake. He intends to fight fair. Naturally, Big Agnes exploits this for all she's worth, flinging at sand into her opponent's eyes and striking him below the belt. This dishonorable conduct does inspire Rage Fest into a righteous fury. He launches forward, cursing Big Agnes for being a coward. The two fighters clash again and again, neither gaining the upper hand. Soon enough, both are grasping for breath, soaked in sweat and blood. Then finally, Big Agnes spots an opening. With a grunt, she swings her brutal club and makes contact with Rage Fest's skull. A sickening thud echoes across the arena. He falls to the floor, stunned, but still alive. Thumbs fucking down. A harsh judgment, your esteemed highness, but such is the way of the arena. With a weary nod, she smashes her club into his skull, killing the man. The audience roars their appreciation. Big Agnes spits the sand and strides out of the arena without a backwards glance. Fucking nasty. Beautiful. Beautiful. We won our bet too. Beautiful. Break for lunch. A wonderful event. Violence is needed for our wars to come. What are the fucking Northerners up to? Your Majesty, this is an outrage. Lord Patrician Digimon is trying to steal my bear from under my nose. It's not his bear. I was about to buy this beast from an adventure of the Tattlins when Chief Box turned up shouting and raving about Skirnoin. The northern goddess of medicine and knowledge, the bear marks her mark upon her brow clear as day. Now we'll take it to the council. This man was trying to make simple commerce. He was entering into good trade. What would this kingdom come to if the Northerners could let their silly traditions and irreligious faith stand in the way of commerce, I ask you? But it's your choice. Commerce will win the day. It's good to see. There's a worryingly large amount of nobles, I have to say, from the north. Rather worrying, actually. Rather worrying indeed. Beautiful. The patricians excitedly purchased the bear for an extortionate amount from the Tattlins adventure, who can't believe her luck. Naturally, the chiefs aren't happy to have lost their sacred symbol, but there's little they can do. Always mad about something, aren't they? The bear turns out to be a ferocious creature with bright white fur and intended blue-green eyes. She's vast. Even on all fours, she stands taller than a wagon. She was transported to the coast and aided by special herbs, where Lord Digimon anticipated sellout attendances at his zoo. Wonderful. Beautiful. We've cracked it, Your Majesty. Golems are powered by skulls imbued with words of Kaldovaga, the Ashamidian machine god. We could build golems of our own, but we need to pray to Kaldovaga too. Heresy! Heresy! Before this vote, gentlemen, I must say ladies and gentlemen, I find myself conflicted. On the one hand, praying to a god that is not ours, it does seem to be a sacrilegious thing. But think about this. When their empire stands lying in ruins, taken by our own, we will not need to worship this machine god anymore. We will simply need to use his power and that of the empire to our own will. On the other hand, it does go in affront to our gods. This is a tough decision, ladies and gentlemen. I will let you decide the future. Do we give ourselves the ability to defeat our enemies, or do we stand with our religion above the necessity of winning a war? It is your choice. We'll try it with prayers of the 9 instead, and see if we can make do. Actually, fuck it. Allow it without restriction. Let's go all the way. But it's your choice. $15 minutes till the rehost, by the way. Very well. With a heavy heart, but with conviction for what is to come, we will worship this false god only to power these machines of war to find victory, and then we will be done. The church takes a massive hit with such heresy is allowed openly in the marsh. More and more common folk drift away from the 9th god. Meanwhile, dozens of church factories are built in Kaldavaga's name, and soon marcher armies are bolstered with untiring clay giants. The military of the barons is terrifying. For the good of the realm. All right, folks, you're gonna choose. Remember, you can choose 2 buildings will be built, so the 2 most voted for or most auctioned items will be given to your region. So you probably want to vote for your own region. If you want to sabotage another group, you can sabotage them by voting for the other group. I just won my first game in Speed 5 tournament. Congrats, Murphy. Hell yeah, man. It's great to hear. Congrats. It's Stellaris or Hoi 4? So if you want to do this, exclamation point fund, do the letter for the building you want, and do the amount you want to bet. You can see your wealth on the right side. By the way, if anyone wants to join, you can do exclamation point join and you'll be able to play. You don't have to be here at the start. You can continue to play right now if you want to join. Exclamation point join if you want to play along as well and vote and bid and auction, etc. Can I move the camera to the bottom wealth? That's very true. Yes, I can. Patricians really wanted a theater, didn't they? My God. Alrighty. A theater for the patricians and a prison for the chiefs. I mean, there's such rowdy people in the north. I mean, I'm sure there's all sorts of criminals they need to lock up there. No surprise. Your marriage to Avimi has grown stale. Oh, you can't get along well enough, and you've made some good memories together, but there's no spark. They care more about hunting innocent animals than their happiness. But spark or no spark, you still need an heir. Congratulations are in order. The royal wedding was a magnificent affair. Your happiness isn't as important as fulfilling your duty to the kingdom, but I'm glad you found a way to have both. You've done well so far, but something's still missing. An heir. You need someone young. Whose loyalty is assured, a child of your own who will do the trick, even if they're a bastard or the youngest of many cousins. God damn it. I'll just fuck my wife harder. It's fine. We got this. The traditional method. No one would object to that. I'll arrange for you to take a month off from ruling so you can get down to business. Beautiful. Modernization proposals. Your Highness, the barons of the marsh plan to have the council push through a number of military reforms. For the good of the kingdom, they say, but the reforms are designed to consolidate the martial control over our ranks. Well, we can't allow for that nonsense. We already modernized it with the golems. Looks as though the villains will soon have the opportunity they need to push through the military reforms. That could change. You bring the revelations which the barons wholeheartedly denied to the council. Ladies and gentlemen, we're gathered here today for an accusation which I hate to bring to you. I know the barons mean only well. They wish to modernize. They wish to change the military for the better, but we've done so with the golems. We have what we want. There are dangerous rumors that they're wishing to consolidate the military for their own. I don't believe it personally, but I do think this modernization is unnecessary and a danger to the realm. Ladies and gentlemen, I think we need to wait for these until we can investigate this matter fully and figure out what exactly is going on. And I will give a tax rebate to any man who agrees. Stall the reforms, ladies and gentlemen, for the good of the realm, for the future of the realm. And if the barons and the marshers wish to show their loyalty, they'll show themselves to take the good path here. The barons are accusing themselves of treason? God damn. All right. That's one way to do it, I guess. Like, all right, we'll stall the reforms. A safe choice. We'll put an investigation into understanding what's going on, and we'll come back to this. We'll circle back in the future. A good day for the realm, ladies and gentlemen. You call upon the best leader scholars in their kingdom. Your chancellor digs deep into the dusty records to find any laws that might be to your advantage. The barons will no doubt push past each obstacle with enough effort, bribery, and coercion, but their council has at least brought you time. The barons' stat goal will not be evaluated until the end of the season. Beautiful. Beautiful. Hammu dearest, I have something for you. It's something I brought back from my latest hunt, a trophy. Amy takes you by the hand and leads you to the great hall where a white sheet hangs from some statue that wasn't there before. They pull down the sheet, it falls to the floor. The taxidermy figure of a great brown bear is revealed, snarling in anger as it is ready to attack. Fearsome, this will be perfect for instilling some fear in the nobles. The bear makes a fine addition to the council chambers. Your nobles give it nervous glances every time they enter the room. Good stuff. Good stuff. Rehost is in 10 minutes, by the way. Back in the north, Chief Cheese has met with their co-conspirators once again. Mead is being passed around in good measure, but there seems to be little cause for celebration. It's no good. The villagers are losing momentum. If we don't keep up the pressure, they'll go back to living their normal lives in peace. Bah, lazy good for nothings. Can't even get off their backside for one measly revolt. We have to keep them unhappy. Don't allow the king time to stabilize. You need to lower the stability to 4 or less. I think that the chiefs have extra money, don't you? After all, it will only go to tax refunds to other parts of the realm where their wealth can be shared for all their sale of cursed furniture and other such wealth. I think this seems to be fair, don't you? They can take on the tax burden for the whole realm after all. Only fitting. Beautiful. Your Serene Highness, I fear our menagerie is failing to thrive. We thought the bear would be the star of the show, but she just sits in her enclosure looking sad. No one wants to see her. Of course she's sad. She's meant to roam the frozen tundra, not overheated and being fed sweets. Actually, we wondered if she'd like some company. Perhaps Tedeland would yield another bear of her type. I have frankly, no horse in this game. But it would be nice to give a companion, I think. It's up to you. I have no horse in this game, though. To The patricians contact the adventurer from the Tidelands once more, who returns having lost an eye, but gained a large sedated bear. Once the second bear is safely installed in the enclosure, both beasts cheer up. People flock to Lord Patrician Digimon's menagerie to lay eyes on these majestic creatures. Beautiful. Your Majesty, we have troubling problems in the marsh. The people have lost faith in the ninth god. But without priests to perform the rites, the dead are rising as ghouls from their abandoned crypts. There have been 9 attacks in this week alone. This isn't good. We must remind the Marsher folk that they are lost without the knights to protect them, especially once they've passed. I recommend that we send more priests to the marsh, but it is up to the council, of course. After all, I don't think any nobles here would be accused of being irreligious, would they? I can't imagine any nobles in this council would not hold the good faith. Yeah, odd to be standing next to the Northerners, but I guess we do have something in common. The barons are deeply annoyed by the flooded zealot young priest from the marsh, preaching on street corners and shouting the knight's name from the rooftops. But it works. The churches are soon full again, their rites are spoken once more, and the ghouls resume their eternal slumber. Beautiful. Beautiful. Your Highness, do you remember Chief Chiefess Jiraiya? Were you in the dungeons? I think you were in the dungeons. That's right, my aunt. You threw her in prison for selling haunted furniture. For good reason. While she escaped, she cunningly concealed her escape tunnel through a 6-wide oil painting of cavorting nymphs. Nice. Why are there paintings of nymphs in my dungeons? Great God, why is this villain allowed such a painting in her cell at all? That's what I'm wondering. Villain or not, Chiefess Jiraiya was a chief, and accompanying accordingly as the chief's request. Let me hunt her down, this outlaw, your highness. I'll show these soft-hearted chiefs now a baron keeps his prisoners. I suggest that we send Traco Nero. A capable baron indeed. I think that'd be the best course, but it's your choice. Or you can make the prison less comfortable for nobles. Ah, the Northerners trying to let her go. Are we gonna let this stand? Are the Northerners above the law? Ladies and gentlemen, are they truly above it? Remember, you can change your vote last minute, I believe. Ah, the Northerners are really gonna let one of their own get away. Justice will not have its day today. Embarrassing. Embarrassing. What kind of message does this send? Somewhere out there, Chief Jiraiya remains at large, and the King's justice looks even weaker. Fucking Northerners. After several rounds of deliberations, also we should be doing the rehost. Let me check on that real quick. Yep, rehost is going on. All right, we're gonna put a pin in this. We'll come back to it later, and we're gonna go with the rehost right now. So we'll continue to deal with the threat of the Northerners, the loyalty of the Marchers, and gladiatorial combat later. Do I save? Is there a way for me to save? I guess I can just keep it open. It's not a very big program to begin with. There will be none of that. North has always been the true king. Oh boy. Alright. Work. Oh boy. Alright, where were we last time? I think we did all the events, right? Yeah. After several rounds of deliberation, the council approves wide-ranging reforms to the kingdom's standing armies. The barons are the major contributors to this new model army, having volunteered their experience and manpower in these trying times. Meanwhile, at a foreboding Marchia fortress, the barons are celebrating. Ah, I can hardly believe they went for it. This is all well and good. We have not won yet. We must make our final preparations before we take control. All right, so the barons, you guys get to vote on this one. Exclamation point vote, and then the letter that you want to do. Exclamation point, vote, and then the letter. Oh boy. There you go. March to the capital of full strength of the new model army. Oh boy. It's settled. We have a plan of attack, but one last thing remains: defense. For our final march to the capital, we must find a sizable home garrison to repel opportunistic attackers from other regions. For the final stage of the scheme, the barons must raise their militaries to at least 10. Yeah, they're in in-game. We're in the in-game now. Oh boy. That's not good. We'll do stop the count. Oh, actually, it's fine then. We don't need new ones. An old debt. How do you expect me to take this seriously, you crack-brained simpleton? Shut your deaf mouth and give me what I'm owed, you honest dog. The pimple-headed Lackwood expects me to pay them a huge quantity of gold just because their great-great-grandfather beat my great-great-grandmother in a foot race. A debt owed is a debt owed, is it not? Your August Majesty, I only recently discovered this debt while combing through my ancestor's journal. Honor dictates the Baron Scythe is liable for his ancestor's debt. By my honor, this is ludicrous. I demand we put this to a vote. All right. Well, the council gets to decide. Should he be forced to pay his ancestor's debt? Might be fabricated. You never know. Remember, it's exclamation point vote and then the letter you want. The fucking Northerners stacking the votes. Unbelievable. Oh, or not. Order Baron Scythe to pay their debt plus 2 centuries of interest. Jesus. Fucking brutal. Great God, 2 centuries of interest. I'll go bankrupt. Your great-great-grandfather should have thought of that before he decided to run so slowly. Tell you what, I'll give you a few weeks to sell off your family's silver before I expect full payment. Fuck. Look at the amount of money the fucking coast just made on that. Jesus. They got robbed blind. This is an outrage, you little snake. I'll get you back for this. As you're walking beside the palace parade grounds, a crossbow bolt whizzes past your head and shatters against the wall behind you. Baron NTC approaches, out of breath and waving frantically. They have a sleek, fancy-looking crossbow nestled in one hand. Great God, your majesty, I almost took your head off. Tell me in 5 words or less why I shouldn't have you executed. I didn't mean to, finger slipped. Oh boy. Sorry to scare you, I just wanted to show you this crossbow can shoot 3 bolts a minute and punch through Ashmedian armor at 500 yards. Beautiful, isn't she? Trouble is, to achieve such accuracy and power, she needs to be crafted from springwood. It grows only in the forests of the coast, and those coastal bastards charge exorbitantly for it. The free market. If this is what the free market looks like, let's put it in chains. That's what I say. The barons of the march are guarding your borders, my liege, and yet we cannot afford to pay for the weapons we need. You want to keep your kingdom safe, the patricians must stop price gouging. This is an outrage. These barons just want a bargain. Let's plant a new grove. That's what I suggest, but it is up to the council on this one. So we'll move my thing for this as well. Yeah, that'll work. Refuse to limit the free market. Fuck. All right. Next time as an Eshemedian horde comes screaming over the border, I'll lay out a welcome mat. Oh boy, they're mutinous now. Well, next few months, the patricians continue to ratchet up springwood prices. Only the wealthiest barons can afford the finest crossbows, and the marcher armies are forced to make do with subpar equipment. Trade in the coast is now dominant. The military power of the march has gone down to 8. Are we bugged? We appear to be bugged. I can't move. Uh-oh. Ah, there we go. That's weird, but all right. Well, I will try an alt tab. Let's see if that works. Uh-oh. It is fully bugged. That don't look right. Yeah, I'm gonna reload it real quick. All right, hop back in. We were bugged real quick, so jump back in. If you'd like, you have to do exclamation point join again because my game was bugging. Give it like 10 seconds and we'll start again. Alrighty, back to it. Hey, it works now. Beautiful. Your Majesty, I wish to speak with you about the situation in the north. Too long have the Northerners been allowed to worship their heathen tree gods and brazen defiance of the ninth god. Allow me to send some of my best missionaries to the north. It's for the good of the realm. We'll bring it to the council. Ladies and gentlemen, I suggest here that we take a stand for our God, the one true God, and not allow the heathens to worship their false rule. And in fact, I will give tax breaks to any man who stands for his faith in fervor. If you vote for sending missionaries to the north, you'll get a lovely tax break from the royal treasury. Northerners saying no. What a shock there. A lot of tax breaks this year, I think. It's looking good. Ah, beautiful. Beautiful. Voting tied at 4. What? God damn it. I'll have to break the tie with a heavy heart. Who am I kidding? Fuck them. Send missionaries to the north. Beautiful. Beautiful. This is an erasure of our culture. We won't forget this, you rabid back of tyrants. Sounds like someone's being treasonous and a heathen. That's all I'm hearing. Ugh. Your stable and prosperous kingdom gives weight to the missionary words. How else would the kingdom be doing so well if not blessed by the ninth god himself? Turned out to be a rip-roaring success. Trust in the clergy is high, and so northern villagers convert in droves, whole cities at a time. Good, they found their fucking faith. The archbishop is more than pleased. He even diverts some of the northern tithes to you as thanks, topping off the treasury. Wonderful. Roaring success. Roaring success. Good to see. Alrighty. You want to see your money? The northerners are very poor. Not really. They make lots of money. We're just taxing them extra due to all their earned money. All right, so the barons are in endgame for modernization. The north is currently in uprising, their second phase still, and the patricians are in corruption. So for the patricians, you need to lower the authority to 4 or less. For the north, you need to lower the stability to 4 or less. And for the barons, you need to get your military up to 10, which it is not at. All right, rebellion. Yeah, so the north is about to rebel. There's a whole mechanic for rebellion as well, so we will see if they end up rebelling. That's fine. We all know they're fucking traitors. If you want to rebel and you're in the north, you can do !rebel, and you'll be able to rebel right now, by the way. Just a heads up if you want to do that. You don't have to, but you can. Your Majesty, I have a proposition for you. As we all know, you are the greatest king who ever lived, but you've been locking up a lot of people lately. I think, isn't it them who built the prison in the north? Which is your right, of course, only many of them are the pettiest of criminals. There are thousands locked up for illegally dumping human waste, for example. Most of them would make good laborers and farmhands, which we would sorely need in the north. Perhaps we can work out a deal. I think gold in exchange for petty prisoners is reasonable, but I'll leave it up to the council. I hear they're about to fucking revolt too. Do we really want to be giving free laborers to treasonous heathens in the north, I ask you? I don't know. I don't know. Seems rather unwise. Oh boy, they're gonna get prisoners for free. More troops for their rebellion, I'm sure. Disappointing. A most generous offer, Your Highness. Ah, yes, my idea. Absolutely. Soon a large number of so-called criminals are sent north to work the fields. The chiefs are grateful for your gift. You're welcome. And the northern crops thrive thanks to the extra fertilization. You're welcome. Or voted to rebel. Alrighty. Rebellion next. I have an heir! The quest for an heir is finally complete. You stand before the council holding a small child in your arms. Should I die, I ask that my crown be passed down to my son. Goddamn right, my son. The assembled nobles break out into deployed applause. By designating an heir, you've cemented the stability of the kingdom. Your Majesty, may I be the first to congratulate you on the birth of your son. What is his name? Hammu II. What else? Good name for a child. Grand, Your Majesty. I'm sure little Hammu II will grow up to be a chip off the old block. All right, now I need to try and actually do the ambition, which is to conquer people. So we'll see. Lord Patrician Digimon proudly wheels a covered cage into the council hall. Excellent, Your esteemed highness. Look what I have here. He whips the cloth of the cage open to reveal a small, fluffy white bear. Oh, wonderful. It turns out the bears in our menagerie are in love. Isn't that sweet? I thought you might like to be gifted one of the bear cubs, Your Serene Highness, in exchange for a modest donation to my menagerie. Your Majesty, this is an outrage. A slap in the face of the devout chiefs. The bear should have been ours. On this one, I'm going to make my own decision. We're going to donate in exchange for the bear cub. I want a bear cub. I'm going to make this decision myself. Wait, no, I vetoed it. I'm a fucking idiot. I thought the veto allowed me to pick something. I actually vetoed it. Didn't do that quite right, did I? Nice. Fuck. That's unfortunate. Big brain moment. Huge cranium moment there. Well, I hate to confiscate the bear. Oh, okay, it's been decided for me. Very well. As long as the chiefs don't get it, I'm happy. The veterans step forward, blades drawn. The patricians retreat from the council, muttering about this outrageous attack on their property. The chancellor spins the story as the king rescuing the young cub and placing him in a more suitable environment. Sentimental peasants believe it entirely. Oh, stability went up. Beautiful. Beautiful. The honor god has their work cut out for looking after your adorable new pet, which is always getting in trouble and stealing the marmalade. You became known as the Bear Whisperer. Yeah, our worst nicknames, I guess. Alrighty. Got a rebellion to deal with. Alright, it's an auction, remember? So this time, if you want to vote on something, exclamation point fund, and then the letter of what you want voted on, and then the amount of money you want to spend. You can see your wealth on the right here. The top two will get chosen if it's within your area. Based on your grouping, you get benefits and bonuses. So you basically want to, am I a twink? God, I hope not. All right, let's start the auction. The Patrician Theater is winning. Nope, never mind. The Fortress for the Barons is winning by a lot. Jesus. I think the Barons went all in. I'm gonna be honest. You know, the poverty-ridden North can't afford anything. No surprises there. I mean, bunch of poor commoners up there, honestly. Looks like the theater and the fortress for the barons is gonna win here. Look at the Chiefs trying to fund a stadium. Isn't that cute? Not a chance. Not a chance. The theater has been funded for the patricians and the fortress has been funded for the barons. The North gets nothing, like they deserve. All right, the North is an outright rebellion. Fucking traitors. One moment. All right, I'm back. That's my hand. All right. We have a rebellion to deal with, don't we? At long last, the Chiefs have reached their boiling point. You're confronted in your throne room by Chief Codman. His tattoos seem to shift in the light of the braziers. The Chiefs of the North will rip that false crown from your head and stomp it into the mud. We'll be fighting for glory, for honor, for Bjarne, and the true king. I don't know about that. Sounds like a bunch of bullshit. This is a formal declaration of war. The next time we see each other, we'll be on the battlefield. Seize him! Traitors, get the fucking axe. What? But you can't do this, I'm an envoy. See how the king's tyranny goes worse by the day. You know, it'd be much nicer when he can't talk without a head. Few things bring me joy in life, but the sound of a northerner's head being cut off, that will do it, I have to say. Your watchman wastes no time. Chief Godman is dragged into the courtyard and his head is struck from his shoulders. They're not a member of my country, nor my realm. They have no rights afforded to them. Traitors don't get rights. I didn't expect them to move so boldly, Your Majesty. The leader of the rebellion is Chief Cheese. They're citing their past transgressions as the relics of the recent uprising, your refusal to attend the Winterfest, and allowing the patricians to have the sacred bear. The chiefs are formidable, but not undefeatable. I hope they don't persuade any other regions to join the rebellion. That would be disastrous. Civil War! Cue Marvel fucking theme. Alrighty. Traitorous bastards. Unfortunately, they're right next to the capital, which is a problem, isn't it? Oh boy. Kill Ham. You must have noticed that the barons aren't happy, Your Majesty. The rebels have a keen eye and they'll take advantage of the situation. If the March joins the rebellion, we'll be in serious trouble. It's high time you ask the barons directly what they need. Alright, let's do it. When you call the council, the barons whisper amongst themselves, glancing in your direction. Holy hell, what's the point of this session? Since when does the king care about what we have to say? Since, like, our whole reign? What's there to complain about? We're all working together, aren't we? I just hope we all have a productive time. How can the crown encourage the barons to keep fighting for the royal cause? I'll leave this entirely up to the nobles to vote on. No voting for traitors! I see you trying to rig the vote. Fucking traitors. Northerners. They'll cheat to get what they want, I tell you. Appoint the barons as military advisors. Alrighty. When you place a group of barons in charge of an emergency advisory committee, they'll be very pleased indeed. Several weeks later, the marshal comes to you. Those barons have a decent head for strategy. They flushed out a scouting party that was hiding in the Crownlands. Sold them off very nicely. We got a victory point. Fuck yeah. I'm gonna execute all the Northerners. It's gonna be beautiful. Too long have those bastards in the Crownlands held us down. Too long have they called us heathens and mocked our way of life. It is very funny to mock them, to be fair. Aye. Now is the time to take up our axes and fight back. Morgana is with us. We'll burn their churches and sting up their lying priests. Aye. Now I ask you, brave chiefs of the Free North, where will we strike first? We can launch a preemptive strike against the patricians to cripple their military capabilities. If we suspect the barons may join their cause, we can call them to war. They'll be more likely to join us if the king's authority is low. Or finally, we could send an assassin to nip in the bud. Dishonorable, of course, but convenient. All right, what are the traitors deciding here? Traitor decisions for traitors. And heathens, I almost forgot. And illiterate peasant people that don't know culture if it would hit them in the face. I'm done, I promised. You know, the Northerners. And call upon the barons, I see. Very well. They're trying to use cunning. The chief smuggled a secret message to the barons. Fearsome barons of the march, too long have you suffered under the yoke of the king's tyranny. This kingdom's gone soft. We need your help to put things right. You speak truly. We did. Why did we never think of things this way? Nice. The barons are emboldened to be called to rebellion. Of course, they Can only act if they have defiance as high as enough. Are we all done? Yeah. All right. In a dingy seaside tavern, two patricians of the coast meet to plot their latest scheme. Good news, my friend. The palace officials have been accepting my bribes. They're becoming more and more open to corruption. What are you getting in return? Oh, not much. A better seat on the council chambers, access to the king's rooms when he's out, that sort of thing. But the important thing is that the king's staff are getting used to selling their principles to the highest bidder. So what is next? All staff are one thing, but the true prize would be the loyalty of the chancellor and the rest of the king's inner circle. To do that, we need to demolish their respect for the king. The kingdoms in chaos, we will see the king as an incompetent fool, be much more open to our bribes. To advance the scheme, the patricians must lower stability to 4 or less in 3 sessions. Fucking traitors. Fucking traitors. No, I can't jack up chief's taxes. All right, I'm gonna lower taxes to keep the loyalty of the patricians and the barons. Just remember, I'm giving you tax breaks to fight the war. Arm your men and prepare yourself. Your Majesty, my agents are everywhere. Busy times right now. I've heard something particularly interesting. There are dissenters among the northern troops who want this conflict as little as we do. My agents could use them to sow opposition amongst their ranks. It would be dangerous, but could significantly damage enemy morale. We could lure them to join the coastal troops. Some of the patricians might resent hosting turncoats, but we must be practical. I think... I think that we should order the rebel dissenters to lower the northern morale, but it's up to the council, of course. Your decision. It will be a good chance to strike at the core of their military without causing us problems. In the coming weeks, the Spymaster's agents will get to work, slowly splitting, worried about how bad the chiefs are handling the civil war. One evening, the marshal strides in. Oh my god, it succeeded! Her hair of Ryan streaked with blood. I have no idea what the Spymaster's been up to, and I don't care to know. But northern morale's dropped to the floor. Something's shaking them up, that's for sure. Whatever you're doing, keep it up. Ah, we fucked up their military. Beautiful. Beautiful. Vast armies darken the landscape like shadows of clouds. Flags are flying, drums are pounding in rhythm with the marching of boots. The kingdom is gripped with civil war. At least that's what you imagine. Most of the time you spend in the safety of your palace, poring over a giant map with your marshal. Your Majesty, the army of the north is advancing on the capital, led by the treacherous Chief Cheese. I received word of the commander of our loyalist forces in the march. If they march now, they'll intercept the chiefs in a matter of days. Alternatively, we could join forces with the army of the coast. It's risky, but together they'd have a higher chance of defeating the accursed chiefs. What are your orders? We'll wait. We'll amass our men together, and we'll take to the battlefield to decisively end this revolt and get back to what matters. Invading our neighbors and making our kingdom stronger. All right, now the barons get to choose. What are you gonna do? I see a lot of lobbying by the north in the fucking chat right now. Goddamn. What will the barons do? You got 14 seconds left to vote. Oh boy. Fucking traitors. Goddamn. Hang back and let the rebels march on the capital. Traitorous behavior, man. The whole city holds its breath. You stew in your palace, waiting anxiously for your marshal's return. Finally, she bursts into your throne room. Those damn cravens, treacherous, yellow-bellied, livy-livered, chicken-hearted bastards. Instead of engaging the enemy or licking up with the patricians, the barons hold their army to hang back, doing nothing. Oh, fuck. That's bad. They sat pretty in their camp and scratched their asses while the entire northern army walked on by. Cowardice and self-interest. Disappointing. We have to rely on the patricians. I'll lead the troops personally this time. No, we're done with this. We're gonna fight them where they stand. Pick the fucking battle. Fight them for what it is. Your August Majesty, a terrible sickness is spreading among the troops of the coast. We've done a lot of digging, a lot of latrines, and a lot of graves. If we let the disease run its coast, we'll have to have a lot of soldiers we can't afford to lose. I'm not sure how much we can do. I'm going to veto doing nothing. And I will leave the option to you for the other two. Send medical doctors from Quail University or quarantine the disease and order the healthy to leave them behind. Oh, drain the treasury, but we can't afford to lose the troops. I know how to treat the sickness, Your Majesty. It's a simple remedy. Garlic, wormwood, and spleen of goat. Oh, and you mustn't forget the leeches. Oh no. Of course, gathering enough ingredients to treat a whole army doesn't come cheap. Look. Very expensive. The doctors get to work with leeches and bizarre concoctions. Some of your soldiers even benefit from the treatment. But it quickly becomes clear that doctors are fighting a losing battle, especially after they also catch the sickness. By the time it has been finished cutting through the coastal troops, hundreds of soldiers are dead. Fuck, we can't afford to lose them. That's rough. God damn. All right, here we go. This is not looking good. The gardens of the royal palace, your marshal rushes up to you in excitement. No patrician obscure leftist follows her, dragging a large trunk behind them. Your Majesty, leftist here has discovered something for the war effort. You'll have to see it. Yes, always a pleasure, Your August Majesty. And a chemical from my estate has been working on this for some time. They start unpacking the trunk, revealing a complicated and foul-smelling machinery that looks like a set of very large bagpipes. It creates fire, Your Highness. It can spray flames across the room. Did they invent a fucking flamethrower? But don't use it inside your room, not unless you want it to burn down with you inside it. Fancy demonstration. I will try it myself. They direct each step. You pour a smoking chemical into a spout and then pull a lever, then twist a valve, and then fire streams straight from the pipe. It sprays all across the garden, singeing the leaves of a nearby bush. Oh, yes. Oh, yes. A few of those things in the infantry could turn the tide of rebellion. I'll leave it up to your vote. I'll leave it up to your discretion. What are we gonna do? What would you like? Democracy at its finest, ladies and gentlemen. Your choice. I love democracy too. Isn't it a beautiful thing? This is what our ancestors fought for, I can tell you that. Oligarchy at its finest. Ah, beautiful. Ah, I'm glad that you've come to a decision. There are a lot of choices, but in the end, we did choose to take them. Not all the patricians are happy, but most of them understand, at least grudgingly, that in times of war, money is short. It takes a while for all the manufacturing equipment to arrive in the capital, and figure out the machinery is a tricky, dangerous endeavor. During the next skirmish, the marshal leads a squad of fire-throwing shock troops that go march ahead of the infantry, carrying their infernal machines of their north. We're gonna burn a lot of northerners. But when the time comes, the squad forgets their training. Fire spray is upwards, downwards, backwards, any way but forwards. The northern troops will pick them off who aren't reduced to ash. God damn it, it backfired. Well, I think this is about over, isn't it? Good news. In my last sortie, I captured a key holder of the Loyalist forces. A scourge on you, you poxy, snowly goster. Release me at once. Someone gag our desks. I'm tired of listening to their whittering. That's better. Now we can hear ourselves think. So, what shall we do with our prize? Murdering people. How original for a northerner. Freedom to show mercy. You're just letting me go? Aye, make sure to tell all your fellow barons that we are your friends, not a tyrannical excuse for our king. All right, here we go. It's the night before the final battle. The atmosphere in the coastal camp is subdued. Everyone knows the chiefs are a formidable foe. On the journey, you've had to leave most of the luxuries of the king behind you, but your marshal is good enough to ensure the royal command tent is always well stocked with wine. We'll steady our nerves. To when we fight, how are you feeling, your majesty? Eager for glory. You need to lead your troops, otherwise the morale will plummet. Of course. The next day at an ungodly hour, you climb onto your horse and ride out with your troops to meet the chiefs on the battlefield. We have like no soldiers, by the way. The sky is blood red. Flags whip in the wind, horns blow, drums beat. Both sides are in battle formations, with the enemy visible only as a thousand gleam of swords and armor. Your troops are looking at you. They expect a speech. They can take your lives, but they can never take my life. Fuck, that didn't go over well. We'll hang back with the archers. You watch the battle from afar, your heart beating in your ears like a drum, troops clashing back and forth across the churning, blood-soaked mud, clouds of arrows dropping down, soldiers dying in seconds. Yeah, 0% chance of winning. Fuck. The battle lasts for hours and then in an instant it's over. Your coastal soldiers break from the line and start running, and the chiefs whoop in triumph and start chasing you down. Your marshal appears, charging through the chaos, and pulls you onto her horse. The day is lost. We must flee. Do you take me for a coward? We flee from the battle, following your marshal. Oh boy. We threw the dice, they came up snake eyes. These things happen in war. If we want to see the year's end, we must build up fortifications, stockpile food, train up a citizens' militia. The chiefs will be camped outside the city walls in a matter of weeks. Time to pray the night, your majesty. Very well. Modernization is winning, uprising is in the middle, corruption is in the middle, and the rebellion is in full swing. Rebelling on the verge of rebellion. Oh boy. Yeah, it's over. Sun rises on the city in turmoil. The chiefs began their assault last night, and since then, you've heard nothing outside the screams and howls of the clash of blades. Half the capital's in flames, soldiers rushing back and forth, shouting panicked orders. You haven't seen your marshal since the night before. Perhaps she's already dead. Your honor guard are on the streets outside the palace, building a barricade and organizing last-ditch defenses. Vital work, but you're vulnerable without them by your side. The royal court is empty except for you, your spouse, and your son, cradled in your arms of his nanny. His crying is giving you a headache. If they break in, we can't let them take us alive. We'll go down fighting. Better to go down fighting. I'll fetch my longsword. You wait and stew outside. The screams and clashes get louder. Finally, your spy master arrives, out of breath, her face stained by blood and smoke. I'll be here any moment, your majesty. You must straddle your horse and escape the city. I can know of a secret passage. We will stand and fight. Then you will die. It's nice knowing you, your majesty. She's gone in the blink of an eye. No turning back now. That's the man I married. You walk down the palace steps, your fleet slipping on all the blood. A wounded watchman crawls past you, begging for water. The sky is aflame of a deep, malevolent glow. You turn to your marcher spouse. If you have anything to say, now is your time. Let's kill the bastards! A column of hardened northern warriors advanced down the road, roaring and waving their battle axes. Chief Chi is at the head of it, shouting orders. Come and get some, you bastards! You and your spouse charge forward, weapons raised. It's beautiful, it's glorious. It will go down in the history books forever. It's over almost instantly. A dozen battle axes chop you into dog food. 1,000 heavy boots march over you, crushing you into paste. But for the moment there, you really felt like a king. Game over? King Hammu's last doomed glorious charge against the Cheese would go down in history, not as a especially smart move, but a brave one. After losing the civil war, the patricians retreated within their own borders and immediately began plotting against the usurper. As a reward for staying loyal to the king, the top barons were beheaded. In public, the survivors swore loyalty to the new regime. In private, they swore vengeance. The chiefs launched a rebellion that toppled the king and devastated the kingdom. In the aftermath, nobody could stop them from taking the throne, and Bjorn was crowned half-hearted cheers of the traumatic common folk. Beautiful. End of game. The North will win it. Good ending. Alrighty, folks, end of stream. We're gonna end here for the day. Fun to play this. We'll definitely have to do more of the King of the Castle. I really did like that. That was fun. That was a lot of fun. Hopefully there'll be mods and stuff for it. I'll have to check that out too. Alright, folks, let's see if there's anyone to raid real quick. There is not. We'll end here. All right, folks, I'm done here. We'll be up early on Saturday. We're going to do a continuation of the Armenia game in CK3, more Grand Campaign properly in Vic 3 starting next Saturday, and more of the multiplayer mega campaign next Sunday. Hope everyone had fun. Hope you have a good rest of your weekend and a good week ahead of you. And I will catch you all later.